Thank you so much for coming in for a video today. I thought I would do a recorded video today of my A-listers, which I normally love to do live, but I could not make it this Sunday. I did have a prior engagement with the family, and I just really had to make that my priority, as it should be with everyone. If you possibly can get together with your family, you know that that comes first. So what I was going to talk about today, guys, in my A-lister series was consistency. And this has come to my mind, especially this summer that I've been home. And because I have such a backlog of things to do, I have so many goals and so many things that I know time does not wait for me to do. There is only so many hours in the day. There is only so many days in the week. There is only 3 days left for this month. And I have to do what I said I was going to do, which was to really gear up my business, get as many listings in as possible, sell more, do more, reach more goals, and even not only achieve the goals, but after achieving those goals or after meeting those goals, what's next? There always has to be another goal. There always has to be another pinnacle that I want to reach. Another summit that I want to accomplish, but it doesn't always work out that way. It always, as we know, it has its bumpy roads, and I've run into that as well, mostly with time and with beating myself up about it over and over and over again. Why haven't you done this? Why don't you do this? Why did you not list so many? Why have your sales faltered at Etsy? Why have they faltered on eBay? Why is Poshmark slower than it should be? Whatever happened to Macari? And all of that is my fault. It's my fault because I'm not consistent with going back to see what it was that I did achieve. Pat myself on the back, to not only pat myself on the back for what I did achieve, but analyzing why was that achieved? Why was that such a good sale? Why did that make me feel so good when that happened? What was it about that? Was it the fact that it had been in there for a long time? Was it the fact that it wasn't there very long and it was scooped up immediately? What is it that actually happened? I need to really remind myself not only to pat myself on the back for that sale, but to analyze it, to realize that there is a reason why that sale occurred. Was it because I lowered the prices? Was it because it was a good picture? Actually, one of the ones that I'm thinking about had one picture, and I could not believe it. When I went back to try and find a picture to put it up on my sales show, which I'm not doing the Just Jewelry Just Sold videos too much anymore because I'm selling so much jewelry on my auction as well, and because I'm busy with my auction and having to put those invoices out and having to make sure that the shipping is correct and all of that, and make sure that I get every address correct and everyone gets their merchandise, that can be very, very time consuming and very exhausting. So I don't think I'm going to be able to be doing those types of videos anymore. I'm going to bring you kind of a conglomerate if I can. If there's a spectacular sale that I think you should know about, a bolo that I think you should know about, then I'll incorporate that into those videos, and I'll probably call it a day in the life of a reseller, kind of like the one I did recently. But back to that, I sold that wonderful Native American necklace, that he/she bead fetish necklace, and I could not believe that I only had one picture on it, but it was a really good picture. It was a very good picture of me modeling the item. I think I described it very well. I think it was a captivating photo. And now that I think about it, there was several factors that played into that sale. One was definitely a spectacular photo, a good photo. Not spectacular, but definitely a good photo. It really made the item look wonderful. It set off the outfit that I had. The outfit set off the jewelry, vice versa. It was really, really a captivating photo, and I think that made a lot of difference. Added to that, because there's always more factors to it, right? Added to that is the fact that I had reduced the price on that item. I had reduced it from, I think I had it at $125. I had reduced it to 79, and then not only did I reduce it, I took a best offer. I took a best offer of $75. Factor in what I paid for it, it's a little bit less. That made it even more spectacular because I did get a very good deal on it when I bought it. So all of that is what I'm going to try to be more consistent about, is to not just scoff and fret rather about things that don't sell, but look back on the ones that did sell and analyze them, just like we do with other things, just like other data that we take about ourselves, other inventories that we take about ourselves. What is it that made it happen? And what is it that's not making it happen? So that's what I'm trying to give you today and to have you take away today, is what are we consistent about and what are we consistent in not doing as well? Are we still not paying attention to the things that don't sell by not buying them again? Are we telling ourselves the truth about that and telling ourselves, you know what, that brand of jeans isn't selling anymore. That type of jewelry is not selling anymore. Is the statement necklace dead? Is the statement necklace ready to be, put on clearance? What is it? What's going on with gold tone jewelry right now? What are the trends that I'm not paying attention to? Why do I keep thinking that something that's vintage because it happens to have a name that someone said was collectible? Why am I still trying to get $20 for a piece of jewelry that has a name but has no style? Why am I consistently buying it? Why do I just go gaga every time I see that particular brand? We all know that certain brands, they have a following by collectors, but there's, again, more to a sale than just a collector. You need to find the market, you need to find the price, you need to find the platform. It all has to fit in like a nice little jigsaw puzzle. And if it doesn't fit in, the sale doesn't occur. So, and if we don't analyze that, we keep making those same mistakes. So with consistency is also consistently looking at things that you're not doing as well. Are you consistent in your listings? We've been told time and time again, the more you list, the more you sell. When I was listing, and I'm working, again, I have to keep reminding people that are new, I do not do this full time. I'm a full time teacher. I do this part time, but I am home for the summer. I only have a few more weeks left. And I'm taking advantage of that time by consistently listing as much as I can, but I do have other things that I'm doing, including YouTube. That does take time. It is a part of my business now. And so I have to factor in all of those things. I have to compartmentalize my time so that I do that consistent listing, because the consistent listing works. So there was a time a couple of years ago when I had really followed suit and heeded that advice about listing consistently every single day. Guess what? It does work. It does work. I was listing at least 3 or 4 things a day. And if I wasn't listing them, I was tweaking them in some way. And I was selling at least 3 or 4 things a day. Now, again, I am a part-time, full-time. I like to say part-time, full-time because it does take a lot of my time anyway. And I'm constantly doing it. I'm listing at work. I'm listing while I'm watching TV. I'm listing and checking my status on certain items, or getting ready to ship them. It's a constant thing that I'm doing. But when I am consistently listing, I am consistently selling. So that's another thing. What is the consistency level? What is it that you decided to do after all? I decided to keep sharing every morning in my closet on Poshmark. But I'm constantly adding things to the closet. I have decided during the summer that I'm going to share it at least once a day. So I'm trying to do it once a day every morning. I'm not doing it as kind of a ritualized habit, or like it has to be done. I don't feel like it's a dire need, but I feel that if I don't share it at least once a day, the things are stagnant. They are not moving. Same thing with Etsy. It's always been that way for me. Kind of ignored by me often. And I think it's because I don't have to renew things as often. But in that, I kind of ignore it too. And I need to consistently remind myself that Etsy is a good market. It does have a wonderful following for vintage items, for vintage jewelry, and I need to pay attention to it. So I must be consistent with all my platforms or I need to get off because I'm really wasting my time. Constantly renewing something that is not moving because I haven't reduced the price or I haven't tweaked it in any way, put in a new photo, it's really, really detrimental to your business. And there's a good thing about Macari that I've noticed, and that is that they actually bring your items dormant until you do activate them again. It forces you to go in there and look at them. Go in there, and they have I think they have an automatic boost method where you can lower your price. eBay has started that as well. You can automatically have them reduce the price if you'd like. So there's a lot of things that they're doing to help us. And I think that that's a good thing, and that in a way it's a nudge that we need to give ourselves anyway. So even if we didn't have that, we need to do it for ourselves anyway. We need to be consistently checking what we're doing, consistently checking what we're buying. Another thing about consistency, guys, is to stop constantly comparing yourselves to others. Try to be consistent in appreciating your own stores, your own listings, your own way of doing business. Because if we're constantly looking at what other people are doing and how they're selling and how they're pricing, and even here on YouTube, where a lot of people have taken to doing auctions and sales, if we consistently look at them and say, oh, I can't believe they sold that for that, or I should sell it like that, or mine is better than that, I'm going to sell it for more. Stop doing that to yourselves, because everyone knows that it takes one person and the right price and the market to make a sale. It takes the right person, it takes the right price, and it takes the right platform. And that can be anywhere. And if those three things do not align, if they do not synchronize, you do not have a sale. So you may not have that item in the correct platform. You may not have gotten that buyer at the right time. Someone else did. So stop comparing yourselves to them. Be consistent in your own, be consistently confident in your own abilities. Stop looking at your neighbor to see what she's doing. I can't tell you. I laughed a few years ago when a few of the eBay proponents here, a few of the eBay, I don't want to say gurus, but reselling people who were really followed, and they had this cult-like following, and I definitely was influenced by many of them. And I learn much. I really do. And I constantly look at people to learn from and to inspire me and all of that. But I really was taken aback, and I have to laugh and giggle at how people are such copycatters. They see someone use a white rug, they buy a white rug. They see someone do a flat lay, they do a flat lay. Even though that item may not even be conducive to a flat lay and it doesn't look good on a white rug. And then eventually everybody has a white rug and you do not look any different from anybody else. You're not selling the way she's selling because she may have items that you will never get. She may have brands that you will never see. So you need to you need to stop. I need to stop. We all need to stop. We need to have confidence in our own ability. We need to consistently tell ourselves that we can do this, that we don't have to copy what they're doing. We don't have to look at their store every 5 minutes to see what they're selling, to see what they're selling it at, to see how they're displaying it, because it's not going to work for you. It's not going to work for you all the time. I'm not saying that if your pictures are bad and hers are good, you're going to still sell. No, of course you want to do that. Of course you want to emulate that. But you don't want to copy every Tom, Dick, and Harry, how they do things, what they buy, what they sell them for, their keywords. Think for yourselves. Think for yourselves, and I think your shops will thrive. I really, really do. And we talked last time about saturated markets. Yes, there are many saturated markets. The jeans market, the perfume market, every market, jewelry market is saturated. But what are you doing to stand out from the crowd? What are you doing in your clothing? Are you still buying the same clothes that people that you admired a few years ago, that people that had burgeoning stores and burgeoning sales were buying when they've already moved on? They've already realized that the brands that were selling last month or last year don't sell anymore. Or they realize that everyone and their mother is selling Lululemon at $10, and you still want to buy them for $10 and sell them for 20, and it's not going to happen. You need to tell yourself, what is the next thing? You need to ask yourselves, what is the next thing? What can I sell? Can I sell maybe to another market? Can I sell to the plus size market? Can I sell to the working woman? Can I sell to the young girl who wants to dress in glitz and glam? And this time I've been selling to this market, maybe I should tap into this market. So what I mean by consistency today, guys, is to consistently reevaluate what you're doing, consistently look at your inventory, consistently tell yourself that you know what you're doing, that you know how to sell, that you've been doing this a while, you know how to pick up something and turn a profit on it. You don't have to look at your neighbor to see every move that she's making. You don't have to sell statement necklaces just because they're a dime a dozen in a jewelry jar. You don't have to be consistent in searching out fashions, guys. You can't just think that fashion is that fashion is constant. What it is constantly changing. Just because a Coach bag is genuine doesn't mean it's going to sell. You have to see what is the latest style, consistently be abreast of what's happening with the styles. If you know that something's a classic, yes, it can be a classic, but can also be dated. Know your difference between dated and classic. The C bags from Coach are dated. They are done. There are very few people who still like them because they have horrible wear on them. They were highly counterfeited. That particular style was highly counterfeited. So just because it's genuine doesn't mean you need to grab it. Just because it says Michael Kors doesn't mean you need to buy it. Just because it's a Gucci and it's very well worn doesn't mean you need to buy it. You need to look at other things. Consistently look at what is sitting in your market, what has not moved, and why do you keep buying that? Why do you keep buying that? I tell myself the same thing. Believe me, I do. This is why I reevaluated my inventory. I reassessed my business model, and I realized that clothing that I was picking up may not have been worth what I was asking for it. And I was stubborn by not changing the prices. And I was stubborn by thinking that that brand was still good. So that's what I want to leave you with today, guys. I hope that you constantly, or consistently rather, that you consistently look at yourself with self-criticism. Look at your business model. Look at what you're buying. Look at why you're buying it. Look at how you make sales. Look at why you made sales. Look at why that sale occurred. What were the factors that went into that sale, and repeat it. And if you can't repeat or replicate that kind of a sale with your other merchandise, then you know it's time to clear. You know it's time to clean house and move on. And don't fret about it, because that's what stores do all the time. Brick and mortar stores do that all the time. Go in there every 2 or 3 months, they're changing inventory. Every 2 or 3 months, they're ahead of the seasons. Even the grocery stores change things around. They move things around constantly. Seasonality, of course, but also because it has to be aesthetically pleasing. It has to be welcoming. It has to be enticing to the customer. And that's what customers are looking for online as well. They want to be enticed. They want to be catered to. They want to be catered to. They want to find something that someone else doesn't have. They want to find something that's trendy. They want to find something that's classic. They rarely want to find something that's dated. So we need to be aware of all of that and be ready to change things. Remember not to look at that as a failure. That is not a failure. That is the law, the nature of the business. We are consumers. We like new things. We like new styles. We like new colors. And that's the way we continue to grow in our business, is by being able to provide that to the consumer. So guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. That's all I have today. I hope you enjoyed it recorded. I'm sorry that it wasn't live. I will try and do them every Sunday live at 3 p.m. Let me know how you like this video. Give me a thumbs up if you did. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already done so. Hit the bell for notifications so you can be alerted when I go live or when I record another video. I thank you very much. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.